So, a very warm welcome to one and all. Our fourth experiment is based on the identification and printing the integer and float value for the given input pattern. So, before going to the program code, we need to understand first of all, we have a file. Let's suppose the file name is file.l. We are going to write a lex code, so the file extension will be file.l. Now this code will goes to the lex compiler, as we know, and we have practiced much more in offline and online labs in previous sessions. So now this is the lex compiler. Now what this lex compiler will do, this lex compiler will convert this file.l to yylex.c file, which means from extension L we got now extension C. So extension C means it is basically a C code, right? Now let's suppose if we have a folder in which we have .l extension, and finally when .l extension file will compile by the C compiler, then there will be a .c file. So this is what? This is the C program. This is a C program, and this C program is built from the lex file within microsecond, and it has a huge number of lines. So it is, again, we can call it flex tool. Flex tool means fast lexical analyzer. So this is basically, we can call it flex as well as lex, right? Now come to the uh, procedure. Now the yylex.c will be goes to the C compiler because it is a C file. Now C compiler is able to compile this yylex.c, and it will compile this file, and this file is generating one more file in this particular folder, a.out. Now this a.out is basically the file, executable file rather, we'll say. When we recall it, we'll provide the input to this file. Now once we provide input to this file, and after getting the input, it will process this input to the output. Now this is basically the procedure, entire procedure from a lex code to output. There are several steps. Now first of all, we need to see the integer. Now integer means, let's suppose 123, this is an integer. 172 3 1723, this is an integer. Now 0.123, this is not an integer. Even 0.01, this is not an integer. 1.0, sorry, 1.0, it is not an integer. Now what is the pattern? Basically the pattern of an integer is, let's suppose this is my state, a is digit, and this digit might be repeat. This is state B, and this is D. D is what? D is the digit which start from 0 and to 9, right? What does it mean? It means D plus, D positive closure, which means at least एक डिजिट तो होगा ही होगा. All right. Now what is The regular expression is 0 to 9 plus. This is the regular expression for integer. Now, for decimal, the decimal number, I'm so sorry, the decimal number is 123.0. Yes, this is decimal number. Is this decimal number? No, this is not decimal number because there is no point. So there, if it is decimal number, yes, point is there. So what is the pattern basically? There should be a point, and before point there must be a number, and after this point there must be a number. What does it mean? It means, what is the pattern? There should be a number, there should be a digit before point, okay, as well as there must be a repetition of points, and there should be a point. This is the point, right? Now after this point there should be a number, and this number might be repeat, right? What does it mean? It means like 1 2 3, 1 will be consumed here, 2 consumed here, 3 consumed here, point consumed here, and 0 will consume here, and finally it will reach to the final state. So what is the pattern? Pattern will be 0 to 9 plus point 0 to 9 plus. This is the pattern. This is the regular expression for decimal, right? Now we'll go on code. So as we know, this is what? This is basically the definition section. Now in this definition section, there is no variable that we need to assign. Generally we assign any variable or any number over here. So only a header file which I have used in definition section right now. Now what the rule section is saying, there are two rule section, first for decimal number and then for integer number, right? As I discussed, this is the 0 to 9 plus, then dot, then 0 to 9 plus. If the pattern match, then it will print the decimal number. Now for integer number it is very easy. Once again, 0 to 9 plus, which means there should be at least a digit and it will be print a integer number. These are two very important rules. Now one rule we can also add over here is point. If we write point here and we'll write printf, we can write here wrong input, which is, what does it mean? It means other than an integer and other than a decimal value, if we enter any value, any input, then it will goes to the point and it will print that wrong number, wrong input. The input is neither the integer value nor the decimal value. We can write like that. Now we can call YY function. Once again, it is mandatory. It will contain the all header files and the library file code for the possible regular expression for the lex. Now we'll call main function, and inside the main function it is naturally we'll call yylex function. Yylex function basically is to call for building the C code. Clear? Now this is the whole program. Once this program is written in a particular file, now this particular file will be let's suppose the file is stored with a file name .l. Now what we write the lex what we write the command on the terminal, we'll write lex space file name dot l. When we press enter, then this file will get converted into lex.yy.c. Now call this file. If we have a C compiler, then we can write cc. If we have gcc compiler, then we can write over here gcc lex.yy.c lfl, right? Now once we enter, then it will generate an a.out file. Now in a.out file, if we provide an input like 34.09 and 38 and let's suppose 56 and let's suppose 56 0.56 0.056, then if we once we press the control D, then it will print the decimal number, then integer number, and so on and so forth. Now one thing also we can add in this program. Let's suppose we have given 10 inputs: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Then in our code we can also assign two variable, one for integer and one other for decimal, and in which what we can write the logic. If there is a decimal number, then it will increment, and if there is a integer number, it will increment. So finally what it get print, it get the total number of decimal number you have entered, you have given input, and total number of integer number you have input in your a.out. So this is an additional work that you guys can do, right? So that's it about today's practical. So next practical will be for separating the keywords, the identifiers, the numbers, then unsigned numbers, and so on and so forth. So that's it for today. Thank you. Thanks.